All right, we're recording. Once again, this recording will be available in our two groups, the 90-day action group and the our next level groups and the Isogenics basic training. And I'm going to leave this open for a few minutes as far as not locking it. There might be some people who come in a little later, and that's okay. So when this recording gets posted to the group, you are so welcome to tag and anybody that because as you go through this, like me, I'm going to be thinking about like 30 people that need to be here, right? So tag all those people, let them know this is for them, because it really is. So I really want to honor you guys for being here. I know 1 o'clock Eastern is a very odd time in the middle of the day on Monday. So thank you for being here with me. This is going to be we're going to have some fun with this. This is my first kind of official, like I've done trainings and I've done conference calls, but actually like we're going to work on this and this is what I'm going to show you. This is a first for me. So we're going to have a good time with it. 10 years. We'll keep it real quick to my 30-second story on getting introduced to Isogenics by Rhonda, who and I didn't want to be introduced to Isogenics. So it was a little bit of a shift in my life, but I didn't know. So I said yes to something I really wasn't sure about. I just knew that I had clients that needed help, that I approached it from that way. My clients were paying me a lot of money to train them and they weren't really getting the results. Insert Isogenics, shared Isogenics with them, and then they started to get the results. That was really it. And honestly, I just stayed around long enough to go to the events, start to build my professional world was changing and I wanted to be more of a full-time musician. And musicians are broke even if they're playing arenas. I promise you that. And I wanted bigger and better things for my life. So I dove into more of these types of things. Let me just do this real quick. These types of trainings, these types of events, and Leader in Action has been around for a very long time. And you guys have already spoke about it, those of you who've been around for a little bit. Very confusing. Even maybe now this one is confusing. So I'm going to totally break down the ABCs to at least how I saw it. So maybe there can be some ahas for you. Because the idea is not just for us to get it and all of you here, but somebody who has their hands up and then wants to build a business, for them to do it too. And to know that it's possible. Like, I really mean it. Like, you know how you hear people at the events, they're like, 6 months ago, I was sitting in the back of the, there's a little bit of a Danny eye roll when I hear those things, not because it's not true for them, but I'm the guy that waited years, not like 6 months. You hear these overnight stories and they do exist because our compensation plan is so great that you can come in and do very well in your first month, or you can kind of wait 3 or 4 years to break, a little bit of money. I think for my first 3 years, I made like $1,500 to $2,000 each, so like not even worth talking about. So if that resonates with you or those people who just think they're too busy, tag them here and let them know that this is possible for them. But you have to make a decision. And we talked about, I think Victoria, when she came on, she was mentioning how to it's not just about getting into massive action. It's about getting into action. And sometimes we don't even know how to go A to B. That was me a lot, is how do I go forward? I got all these connections, all these, what do I do first? Well, with the Leader in Action new formula and the Penny app, my opinion that if you bring those two things together, it's going to maximize your business, also maximize your time. So with that, talking about maximizing your time, we might go 30, we might go 45. I'm going to try to cut it off by around 2 Eastern because I have another call to make, an open box call. So we're opening up for questions. And if you have something pressing, by all means, during, this is a totally an interactive thing. I don't know how many people are here with us, but unmute yourself and then ask your question. Because I want you guys to get it before we go on and we comb through all this stuff and it's like, I don't even know what we're talking about. So that's really important. So again, my name, Danny Elliott, and in Isogenics, 10 years. I'm a 2-star Golden Circle Crystal Executive. And I am currently in massive action because of these two things, leader in action and utilizing Penny, which puts us into the leader in action. So I keep on looking over there because I have notes there and I have notes there. So the basic understanding, let's break down the idea of like this formula. So if you look at your sheet here, it's a 4-quadrant. There's points and there's boxes in each category. And obviously there's different, there's weeks 1, 2, 3, and 4. So if you take a look at the very first column, that's your 1 PET personal enrollment points. That's somebody personal to you. If you enroll me on your team, I'm personal to you. And as long as I enroll with 100 BV or more, does not have to be on lifestyle rewards. It's beneficial to them if they are in lifestyle rewards, but I can tell you, I checked and checked and checked again, because I've got team members coming in sometimes that with the customer referral program, that I won't get into that they don't always, choose lifestyle rewards. So that is something that it's 100 BV or more. So all packs are true. I personally start people on the value pack and end up at 100 BV. So as long as they're 100 BV, and here's another key that I literally just learned last night. I wish I would have known this, but I saw it in the leader's email last night. Stephanie, I don't know if you guys know this, Jessica, but think about this. How many times do we or maybe you steer away from enrolling somebody because they got 75 BV and you're thinking, I need 100, So if they choose to enroll with 50 or 75, you have that day to get them to 100. So I didn't know that. And I just saw that, and it's in here. If you're on isogenicsbusiness.com/LIA, if you scroll down, it's the second plus sign that you can open up. The first plus sign would be, when do I receive points for enrollments? And the second one underneath there, do my 1 PET and 2 PET enrollments. You guys see that? So this is on isogenicsbusiness.com/LIA. Remember, you have to use your login, your now to log into Isogenics Business. So if you don't want to glance at this, it's totally fine. I just want you to know that this is where it is. So if you want to look down the road, the leader in action formula has been updated to make it easier for you to earn points. When you enroll a new member with 100 BV in one day, parentheses, not just on their initial order. So there's your concrete. You'll earn the LIA points needed for both 1 and 2 PET. So again, 100 BV or more, 1 point. But if that person gets, starts with 75 BV, and then you follow up with them during the day and you're like, hey, I just wanted you to be aware of a couple of things. You're not talking about leader in action with your customer. Like, don't confuse them there. That's for you to know. But if you have the ability to get that order bumped up to 100, and they do the difference, right? You're good. You get the point. And every point counts. Sometimes I looked at this and I was like, man, a point, 2 points. That's a lot of points you need to qualify for that bonus money. Trust me, in a given month, every single point counts. So before we move on, is everybody cool with understanding the first column? What's 1 PET personal enrollment? Basically, how do I get a point in the category of my personally enrolled? Everybody cool with that? Cool. So remember, that's you personally enroll somebody or maybe more. Now let's move on to this second column, 2 PET. Same idea. That is you enrolling me and then me enrolling people. So it's exactly like you would see it in your head. It's the old you share, they share. You guys remember that? It's still around. And that's a good video, by the way. If you look on one of the Isogenics YouTube page, is really good. They have a lot of that stuff still on there. So that's you enrolling me, personal, and then me going out and becoming a consultant, or maybe even enrolling 1. You are going to get 2 points. Cool with that? Now, again, same rules apply. Let's say I'm your personal, I enroll somebody with 80 BV. You know, I'm not doing leader in action. I'm just a guy trying to get my products paid for, right? You know, you might be into leader in action because maybe you're ready for it, you're around longer, that type of thing. Well, you could use that as an opportunity to maybe create a three-way Facebook chat, you know, check in with that new customer. Hey, welcome. So glad you, you know, thanks for being part of the, or welcome to the Isogenics family, you know, that type of general dialogue. You know, let them know that there's a huge support team, dump them into your Facebook group. And inside of that connecting message, you could ask them, what are your health goals? Well, you and I both know that if they got 80 BV, you know, maybe they want to test the waters a little bit, and that's okay. And maybe they got all collagen and they want to lose weight. That's great. The collagen works. It's not going to help you lose weight. Or vice versa, you know? Or so if you can find a way to see if they're open to, why don't you grab this one thing? Or this is what I do, and this, you know, are you familiar with our cleanse system? You know, these days I call it nutritionally supported intermittent fasting, but because that's what it is. So if you can find a way to bridge that gap, to share with them, not sell them, not be like, I need you to get this, just say, this is what I've been doing, and I've noticed that it's really working for myself. And, you know, some friends of mine, some family members, that type of thing, they might become more open in that second to say, I should probably get that. And they can, and then that'll bump their order to 100 BV, giving you the 2 points. Cool with that? All right. So personally enrolled rank advancement points. This is one that there's multiple points depending on the rank advancement. So for instance, right before this Zoom call, I have a friend of mine who is using the shakes, not as much as she probably should. She's really busy, that whole type of thing. She knows they're good. She's just not doing them as much as she should. She's a trainer. She loves the nitro. She kind of orders whenever. Well, now she's all into the collagen. All in it, wants all the collagen. For some reason, super excited, great. So I'm supporting her in that. So and I'll explain what I did here, because I think we leave things on the table when we put all the points under one account. I'm going to go back to that point. That's kind of a little bit down the road in the training. Basically, to maximize your leader and action points. If somebody comes in and they're ordering 100 BV and they want the collagen, well, there's a way to get them another count, very legit. So you know, they can become consultant, get their products paid for, sometimes without them even understanding how they did it, but also gives you the leader and action points. So this person, her name is Trina. She's going to become a consultant. When you have a personally enrolled customer switch to associate and they become consultant, that's them sharing with 2, right? You get 2 points for that. And where you can find that is the middle part of the that formula sheet right there. You see consultant or silver circle consultant. Silver circle means 10 cycles or more. Anytime you see silver circle, that's 10 cycles or more. The difference between silver and golden, it took me like 100,000 years to understand this, because there's so many like nuances with the plan. The difference between silver and golden is silver is if you're a consultant, you're a manager, or you're a director. Golden is if you're executive, but it's still based on 10 cycles. Doesn't really matter for leader in action training. I'm just glossing over that. But if you see that, it's 10 cycles in 1 week. So when you help your new customer become consultant, you get 2 points for that. Here's the other caveat to that, which, remember I talked about all points add up. Based on already what we've discussed, can anybody see where you would actually get more than 2 points remember, if they're becoming consultants, that means they need 2 new customers at 100 BV, right? So you get points on your 2 PET. So when somebody becomes consultant, Have you figured out that maybe there's more than 2 points there? It's not just based on that person getting, you're not just getting that rank advancement 2 points, what I'm saying. There's other points on the table. It's actually a total of 6. Am I losing anybody?
Is there more points because they enrolled someone?
Yes, because that would be their 2 PET, right?
Right.
So yeah, you enroll me, I enroll those people. They each got 100 BV. Remember, 100 BV qualifies. So that person becomes consultant, gets all the money and all that's cool. But for leader in action, you get 2 points every time you're personally enroll somebody. So it's a total of 6 points. 2 for the overall, that person getting consultant, and then 2 for the one, 2 for the other. So basically 2 left, 2 right. Now, when somebody, if you help them become manager, which last month I helped a buddy of mine become manager, which is 2 consultants, right? Creating 2 consultants. So manager by itself, if you enroll me and I go out and I become manager, you're going to get 6 points for that. So just the points increase. But really, you're going to get 2 points for each one of those 2 PET accounts created. You follow that? You are welcome to unmute. You guys are all muted, by the way. So by all means, just speak out. There's not a lot of people here, so speak out, ask questions, just unmute yourself if you want to.
Danny,
yeah.
So are you saying the number of personal enrollments is your first PET and 2 PET? I mean, did I say that right?
I don't know.
Where are we getting points for our personally enrolled sharing with? I mean, I see where we would get the rank advancement points, but where are we getting the points for them sharing with 2 other people?
Because that's your 2 PET.
Okay, so the 2 PET, does that count towards your number of personal enrollments? Or where is that going?
That's a great question. So in the column that you would fill out for that, in this situation, you're talking about somebody rank advancing, you get whatever the rank advance, if it's a consultant, it's 2 points, and basically it's 2, 6, 8, and 10, you know, consultant, manager, director, executive. So the points just go higher as you help somebody become higher up the rank. All of the 2 PETs, all of the points would be in your 2 PET enrollment points, the second column.
So Danny, the second column is kind of second generation then.
That's exactly right, yes.
So the 1 PET is what we're personally doing. The 2 PET is what people we enrolled are doing. And we get
Correct.
points for when they are enrolling people. And that goes in the 2 PET as like second generation.
Correct.
If someone in the second generation enrolls someone.
That is a good question. And I think I know where you're going with that. I had to get clarification on that. For leader in action, now it's 2 different things. For leader in action, no points. You get paid on it. Isogenics pays to infinity. But for the promotion, this is basically 1, 2 personal enrolled rank advancement points, and then your personal active status. So great question, because just the other day, I was like, ooh, I've got someone in like 4 or 5 that's, look at them. They're I was looking at my tree, and I was like, somebody's close to manager. I was like, oh, damn it. You know, but I'm still going to help them. I won't get points for it, but it's volume, right? You're still building your business. So 2 different things there. And I hope I answered that correctly for you.
So the focus then really is on personal enrollment, and then the people that they enroll as at the second generation.
Correct. Yes, correct. 100%. So, yes.
Here's my question. So you have someone who's already a manager, and they enroll, say, 3 new people this month. but it doesn't rank advance them to director. You just put it in the second column, which is about enrollments, not in the third column, which is about rank advancements. Have I got that right?
Yes, you do. I'm pretty sure I heard that right. Basically, anybody that you have personally enrolled, anyone, if you've enrolled 2 people, 200 people, at any given time when any of those people enroll somebody with 100 BV, 2 points. And then we go into that column. Yeah. Perfect. So the last column is I think the easiest one. It's to figure it out at least. It's your active week points. And that is where are you on the rank advancement chart? Or if you're associate, 0 points. So obviously getting to consultant would be the first rank advancement. So, you know, obviously you have to be a consultant to participate in any of this because that's how you get paid. You can be a consultant, get you all of the money with Isogenics as far as the residuals and all of that and the cycles. But consultant pays is 2 points. So if every day of that week you are active as consultant, you put 2 in that category. Every day, if you're a manager, it's 4. I'm sorry. I was looking at a different area. Scratch all that. Manager is 1 point. You don't get any points as consultant. All right, so scratch what I said before. I was looking somewhere else. Manager is 1 point in that box. Director is 2 points and executive is 4. If I were you, just kind of using the beginning with the end in mind, like I know now what it takes to be paid as executive. I didn't always know that. And honestly, I never cared about it. But now, because I have a better idea of how all this works, when the month starts, I erase my whiteboard and I keep my active week and I keep 4 in all of them because I know that as executive, you get 4 points per week. So even before we've started the month, I'm going to write 4, basically using the beginning with the end in mind, knowing that I'm always going to be paid as executive. So if you are a consultant and your focus is manager, maybe by the end of week 1 or 2, have a 1 in there so you can see that. It's a visual thing, it's your little it's your vision board, just in a different way with numbers. So 1 point, 2 points, or 4 points. But think about that as even, let's take director. If you're paid as director every day during that week, it does have to be every day. And I need clarification on this part. I didn't look to see. I think you're allowed to not be, well, I'll explain that here in a second. Director is 2 points per week. So in a 4-week calendar month, that's 8 points, right? So if you're talking about hitting the benchmark for this new leader in action promotion that Kathy Cooper's doing, that's 20 points. You need 20 points and you need a point in each category at some point during the whole month. So that's another thing with this formula, is if you go through and have points in every category in week 1, you've qualified yourself basically to be in leader in action and to participate and to get the bonus or get the whatever it is, because there are multiple promotions that are running on leader in action right now. I will tell you that the company is switching, seems to be going towards leader in action in general to make these as a basis for qualifying for promotions. So if you hit, let's say, 1 point across the board in week 1, and you have points in each category on week 1, you've qualified because you now have a point in each category. You could blank on week 2, but you're still qualified to participate. Means you have to kind of bust ass in week 3 and 4, right? So you guys follow me on that one? If you miss, and it doesn't even have to be if you blank a whole week, you could have 1 point somewhere, a couple points over here. It could be all tic-tac-toe, but as long as you have 1 in each point and in each box during the calendar month. That's another thing about calendar months. I did not understand for a while. And after this, I'm going to kind of take a minute. Let's regroup. I want to make sure everybody's on board before we move on to the next part. The leader in action formula is based on the 4-4-5 calendar month. So if you think about it in quarters, calendar month, first two are going to be 4-week calendar months. So 4 weeks, 4 weeks, and then 5 weeks. So every 3 months, 4-4-5, 4-4-5, 4-4-5, 4-4-5. Honest to God, like 6 months ago, I just figured that out. Maybe even less. Because there was a month that I was like, damn, I'm going to kill it this month. And I thought it was a 5-week month because they have weird months. If you guys ever looked at that, don't try to just know where it starts and where it finishes. Like sometimes months will end on the 22nd. I don't know. So I had it 1 month. I was like, oh, it's like till the 28th. And because it was a Sunday, and I was like, that's perfect. Well, no, I lost a whole week and I didn't qualify. So 4-4-5, always know that it's best to write down the calendar month as your, like on your whiteboard or on the, like write down the dates. That's all you have to know, beginning and the end. Who cares about the middle? Just know that beginning and the end. Cool. Before we go on, yes, questions.
Where would we find the calendar to write down the calendar weeks?
Great question. That is right here. Isogenics, basically every answer to your question, any questions rather, isogenicsbusiness.com/LIA. And it is, here somewhere. Oh, here it is, the fourth one down. It's the fourth plus sign down. What is the 2021 commission month schedule? Open that up. Voila, the whole year. It tells you the start date, tells you the end date, tells you the weeks of the month. That's where you'll see 4-4-5, 4-4-5, 4-4-5, 4-4-5. And then it tells you when you're paid out. So for instance, today is April 12th. Now that we have direct deposit, pretty awesome. You guys, if you're not signed up for that, you will be, because that's how we get paid. It's so awesome. For 10 years, we got paid on Mondays today, and that's awesome. But I really loved waking up on the Saturday morning, you know, going into the weekend and managing my money on a Saturday rather than a Monday. It was pretty cool to me. So it says April 12th that we were paid for last month's. You're always paid for the previous month. So March was a 5-week month. We were paid for that today, but I received it on Saturday because direct deposit, we get it early now. So when you finish the month, it's always roughly the middle, the closest to the 15th. So if you see them bonus payment, and those dates are important. You know, I used to think, whatever, it's for those people. And, you know, one day I'll hit it, blah, blah, blah. And I started to understand that, you can start doing some things with that amount of money coming in right around the 15th every month, you know, above and beyond whatever else you're making. So did you guys see that calendar? See where the pay dates are?
No.
Are you on isogenicsbusiness.com/LIA?
Yeah. Yes. And I see the leader in action. And then there's how to be recognized.
Yeah, keep scrolling, and then you'll see all the bullet points.
Yes.
The fourth bullet point down.
Oh, what is the 221 commission month schedule? Right there. Yeah. Okay, we're gonna print that.
I should have been more descriptive on that. You have to scroll down if you're on the website version looking at that. It's towards the bottom. So there's the payouts, you know, pretty cool. Think about like leader in action for November. You know, it's pretty cool 10 days or so before Christmas to get that extra bonus. That's how that works out. So before we go on to the next, because I want to cover how to maximize, you know, your new customer, and even before they start to share, they might want to have extra products, you know, sometimes that happens after they have their first enrollment. They might get into, you know, 15 days of isogenics or a month in or even a couple months in, and they're in the groups, they're learning about other products, you're dripping on them, you're in communication with them, that type of thing. The collagen is really exciting. And Jessica, I think you're away for a second, but Jessica and I were talking about this a couple of weeks ago. So have any of you run into a situation where your new customer, no matter what pack they ordered, let's talk about like month 2. So whatever they ordered in month 2, have you ever seen somebody order like, they still got a lot of stuff. Maybe they got over 200 BV and they put it all in their account. Have you ever noticed that? Yes. You know what you guys, are you following what I'm saying on that? Yeah, so a lot of times people still order a lot of product, right? If they come in with a value pack, there's a high probability of that person ordering more than 100 BV the second month. So, and what you can do, and this is talked about on all the calls, it is absolutely legit because this is how we share, but I call it low-hanging fruit. Well, let's say your friend is married and this person has a husband and a wife. Instead of them dumping 200 BV on their next order, keep them qualified, place 100 BV always on their account. So they're qualified to be paid. They might not understand that, but you know, we do, right? And take that other 100 BV and create their husband an account. Just ship it, you know, it's going to the same house. It doesn't mean that husband has to use it. You're creating husband account. I can't tell you how many times like husband or wife, like they do that and one doesn't even use the product for a while. And then eventually they come on board. Stephanie's going, yeah, she knows. So think about this. So now, and this is you're grabbing points, right? You're getting team building. You're getting somebody excited about, all right, because now you can educate them on how to become consultant, right? So if they have one, you know, they enrolled their husband, maybe they put the collagen, right? I use the collagen because a lot of people are getting the collagen extra, and collagen really, you need to be on it you really need to be on it every day, but it's not something that you see a lot of people do, the trying one box. That's usually most cases that I've seen. I think most people are doing like a 30-day, you know, maybe that 4-pack deal. So it gives them a month for 30 days so they can try it 30 days. They can do it before and after and the whole thing. Well, now they've got husband enrolled and they're excited to maybe talk about it or share it with their friend now, you know, because they realize you can then show them the money, finish out the consultant money. I'm not going to show out all that because I want to focus on just leader in action points. But when you show them the money on them sharing with 2, especially in the same calendar week, remember those product introductory bonuses gets doubled. It incentivizes them to share and to know that, oh, I can pay for my product, you know? And in some instances, and this has happened to me, this is not typical and it does not happen all the time. Maybe they're still ordering a lot of product. You know, maybe they're on a specific protocol. Maybe they're trying to lose weight for X amount of time, you know, and in month 2, they need certain products that's going to be well over 100 BV. Maybe they also want to try the collagen. So maybe they're going to have 300 BV. It could be 300 BV on any product, by the way. I'm just illustrating to you. It's usually the collagen. So, and that also pays out a PIV. So it's financially an incentive to them. So then instead of dumping 300 BV, like if Nancy enrolls me, you know, I'm like, man, I got all this stuff. And I'm like, I got like another 320 BV. Be like, Danny, hang on a second. You have a mom, you have a sister. Let's create a couple of new accounts, you know, let them know, of course, get their permission. And then dump all of that, split it up. You can absolutely do that. You can split it up, the volume, Jessica, we were talking about, instead of dumping all the volume in month 2, 3, 4 under somebody's account, maybe they want 200, they're going to order 200 BV, maybe they're close to 300 BV, do 2 new accounts. Then they've rank advanced to consultant, they're going to receive money, they got their product, they're excited about that, you get the money for all of that as well, but you also get the leader in action points. I kind of went on about a 3 or 4 minute tangent there, but that is a huge way, because I think a lot of us at some point in your isogenics build are going to have that happen, where people just need more than 100 BV. Don't do it under all their same account. You know, for long-term business building purposes, you definitely want to, you know, educate people on sharing. I think, did Stephanie wave?
I was raising my hand.
Oh, okay. I know what happened. Yes, hi there. Go ahead.
I wanted to share something. 2 things, actually. For when I enrolled my husband, I did it right after, like within a week after I enrolled myself. And I just let it bring in products as I was using them, my kid was using them, He would use them off and on, I ended up being able to cash out his center. He cycled 18 times. It was a 2.5 year, 3 year like consistency thing, but it was worth it. So I was going to say, definitely do that with your new people, but you might have a pirate in your back office sitting there that you don't, that might be close to cycling or something like that too. So make sure, if it's not just your new people, make sure you check your tree. If you've been in isogenics for a while, and make sure you don't have anybody sitting there with that low-hanging fruit like you were talking about.
Yeah, low-hanging fruit. And Stephanie's talking about something that maybe all of you didn't fully grasp, and that's okay, because it took me a while to fully grasp it as well. As long as somebody orders 100 BV month in and month out, that volume accumulates along with the team volume. So that's how that worked out for Stephanie. She was able to cast out all that volume.
As long as they're an associate, though.
As long as they're an associate, it goes away.
Got to be an associate.
Yes. But it still filters back to leader in action, because you get points for them rank advancing. You get points for them becoming, you know, a silver circle because it's over 10 cycles. There's all these little tricks. The idea is, let's get the basics. So let's cover the basics again. We're cool on personal enrollment points. That's 1 point. All right. 2 PET, that's it. 2 PET enrollment points. You get 2 points. That's when you enroll me and I enroll people. That's 2 points each. Caveat on that, little parentheses, only up to 20. So that's not unlimited. So that's basically saying that that column can only have up to 20 points. So if you do the math on that, that means 10 2 PET enrollments. So that's an important one. Personally enrolled rank advancement points. Obviously, anybody who you enroll me, I become a consultant, I become a manager, I become a director, I become an executive. You get those points every time that person hits the new rank advancement. So you definitely don't want to say, oh, I just helped them become consultant. Bye. Man, you're in momentum. That person is now consultant. Now you're halfway to manager. So you're going to get the money for that as well, but you're going to get the 2 PET points because that person has to enroll more people. So that's 2 PET points. That's the 2. And then when they hit manager, that's 6 points. So when my buddy Brian last month became manager, it was 6 points for the manager by itself. And because we had 2 new people come in, that's 2 points and 2 points. So that whole scenario was 10 points in 2 different columns. Does that make sense? And then of course the active week points. So where are you? Manager is 1, director is 2, executive is 4. So a little bit of a, you know, again, as executive on a 5-week month, paid every week as executive, that's 20 points. on a 5-week month. Here's the deal though, you can't, for all these promotions, for Kathy's LIA 20, and for the bonuses that like the leader in action, the trips and all that stuff, that's, you have to minimize, a minimum of 40. Totally sounds like a lot, but just build for it, man. Grab a point here, do another one there, understand how you did that there, do it again. Week 1, week 2, just a little bit each day, utilize that penny app. And eventually, once you get it the first time, you'll get it. The mountain looks really, really, really far when you say, man, that's 40 points. And I got 1 last month for 9.5 years, not months, years. I didn't get shit. Didn't care to, because I always viewed it as those people's deal. And that's everybody else, and they're walking the stage. And that's the other thing I didn't even cover on this. I want to take a second, guys, to let you know that you really are, this really is possible for you. Not only is it a decision, but it's your mindset. It's what are you, your relationship with money, relationship with yourself, with building a business, with talking to people. All of those things have to line up. Some of you, this doesn't even matter. You're like, what do I have to do? 40 points? I got this. Bye. There's always that person who just figures it out. Jimmy Smith, he's fine. He doesn't need any one of us, right? But most of us, we live in our head. and then we sit for 9.5 years. And then we go, you know what, dude? You've been teaching drum lessons. You've been doing ride shares. You've been personal training. Every time you branch away, Danny, your isogenics income goes down, but you make a couple bucks over here. So you're not really doing anything. You're just spinning plates. And I came to a point where it's like, dude, enough. It's right in front of you. Get your ass back to executive, start doing the do every day. Rhonda just happened. The universe is always on time. There's no coincidences. Rhonda just happened to, right about that time, decide to want to build again. Like a person who I can genuinely tell you, like I know her and her family and her finances, she doesn't have to do this. And she decided to wake up during the pandemic and say, I want to add value. I want to share. I want to provide love and engagement. And so here we are, right? And that's really about the time that I woke up and then said that now's my time. So I say that because I just know a lot of people just let it go. We look at it, it's 40 points. I can't do that. Even 20 points. Start small, start one piece at a time. And I promise you, even if it takes you now to 6 months from now, playing in all categories, it's worth it. It's worth it. It's worth it. And we're on recording here, and I want to tell you what I was able to do with this bonus money, but I can't. No, I can, but I can't, and it'll come out soon. So you'll see. It was if I will just say, if it wasn't for this bonus money, because I'm still building my business, I'm still building it back up. I was in the trenches for a while too, so it was pretty amazing on what I was able to do. And it's possible for you. It's so possible. I want to make sure everybody is cool with the basic of this formula. Are there any points that seem a little wishy-washy, and maybe it needs to be said a different way, so you can leave here and really feeling good about this equation? How you do it doesn't matter. Isn't that the saying, Stephanie? Like how you do it, you'll figure that out along the way. But let's get the formula in place. Victoria.
Okay.
Victoria, you got a question? Yeah.
Yes, I have a question. So I printed out the calendar, and it tells you it's a 4-week month, and then it has dates that it starts. So literally it ends 1 week before April. To have a 4, so it ends around the April 24th or 25th. I'm a little off in my dates, but it tells you that April 26th.
Yes, that's one of those funky things in this calendar. You're never going to see 1st to 30th.
Okay.
that, and again, those dates really do matter, especially as your business starts to evolve and expand and grow, and you're coming down to like Sunday night type of stuff, because it always changes over on, Monday, Sunday to Monday. So if you've got the bonus and Lunar in Action formula on the line, and you're working on that Sunday to achieve whatever points you're looking for, it has to be done by midnight Eastern. Everything is always midnight Eastern. So 9 p.m. Pacific. So basically we have
it is 9 Pacific. Okay.
2 weeks left in April's calendar month. So no matter where you are, even if you have 0 points, don't wait till May to start to say, I'm going to try to get some points. Get a little momentum now, I just hate to see people wait. I can't wait. I just gotta be honest with you guys. I hope you guys are at an opportunity when we all get to be at the events in person together. And I've definitely visualized myself on stage speaking, and just taking a baseball and just cracking it in a grand slam every 5 minutes, because there's so many people that I want to reach, even my own team. I have people, everybody has the people in their own team that says they can't build and they're posting to Facebook 16 times a day. We all have those people. We're looking for leaders. We're looking for people who get it. And when you do find those people who get it, they're going to come into your Leader in Action formula and jack those points way up. So active week points is your rank advancement, your personal rank advancement. And going backwards, personally enrolled rank advancements, that's you enrolling somebody and helping them promote. And then 2 PETs, it's you enrolling me and me enrolling people. You get 2 points for that. And then of course your personal points. Remember, a big caveat to that I just learned last night. If you enroll me today and I get 75 BV, have a conversation with me. Check in on what they're, what I'm wanting to do, welcome me to the community and the family. And you never know, I might go back and, you know what? I didn't know you had coffee. I drink like 10,000 cups a day. You mean I can get better cup of coffee? Just things like that. There's so many things that we can just share. Hey, this is what I found that works for me. I'm a former, Monster Energy addict, Oh, okay. Well, maybe take a look at this. We actually have an energy drink. Did you know that? No, I didn't. Would it be okay if I just send you a little information on this and send them a clip on the BIA? Let them do their own common sense. You don't have to be a nutritionist to turn around those labels and be like, huh. So, and then if that person decides to order, they make up the difference. And if you do 100, you'll get the points. So Leader in Action. I can't thank you guys enough for being here. I want to open it up to all questions, any comments, questions, concerns, maybe something you're thinking about, with your own team. Like Jessica a couple of weeks ago was talking about somebody ordered a bunch of BV, and I was like, you could have turned that into another account. I think it would have promoted her as well. She was trying to get I can't remember the rank advancement at the time. But yeah, please, by all means, if you have anything to say, good, bad, or indifferent, I would welcome your comments. Nothing's bad to me anyway. So if you want to be like, you just confused the heck out of me, I'd be like, okay, I'll get better next time then. Yes, Victoria.
Danny, if you download that Leader in Action form, on the back is a tracking sheet.
Oh. See, the way I downloaded it, I didn't do that. I didn't do the.
I had a new printer, and so it printed both pages. So there's a tracking sheet, and it'll say your activity, your team activity, and that's how you can total your points, because it tracks it on the back.
Now that's pretty damn cool.
Yeah, I didn't either until I got the new printer, and then it just printed both sides.
All right. See. Fancy pants. I like it. Anyone else? Was there any aha moments that maybe you solidified something that you weren't totally sure on? I feel like the 2 PET part and the personally enrolled rank advancement part was a little like, we don't really understand that. So if you have any questions on that, I'm here to try to spin it a different way.
I did have an aha that I wanted to share. It was about if you look at the points and what you're able to earn, and when you have a limit on what you can earn, it really can dictate how much time you should spend in each category, what you're working on. Because a lot of times we hear about people, 20% this, 80% that, blah, blah, blah. But if you break down the different actions that you're taking in order to build the points, you can really figure out where your bang for your buck is instead of being all in one column all the time. Because if you max out your 20-point column, you're kind of spinning your wheels as far as that leadership, and not as far as rank advancement yourself, but as far as like leader in action, you need to work in the other areas as well. So it kind of gives you like a percentage almost, if you wanted to, like, if you're mathematical that way. I'm not mathematical quite like that, but it made me realize that it really kind of guides you as to where to put your focus on. So you're rewarded based on, where your focus is.
Absolutely. And that will happen with you. Here's a prime example. I have that same friend of mine who became manager. He had a very large reach. Him and I both do in the music business, and we crossed over together, lots of mutual friends, like people that I have tried to talk to that kind of said no to me. And then when he had his huge kind of 5-month, 50+ pound transformation, didn't tell a soul about it during that 50 pounds, and then came out and to Facebook with the before and after. And we did the whole posting, and all that is still powerful, by the way. Don't stop those transformational posts. Even if you don't have one of your own, go to the Isogenics or go to the Isobody page, ask permission to share. Anything that I share has always been given permission. So you can share that around and you can reword it, to just give love and value, acknowledgement to that person. And then, but you do that over and over and over, people start to think that you're into something, you're doing something. Wow, look at these before and afters. So Brian had this amazing before and after. So many people asked what he was doing. Well, that was a big month for both him and I when it came to enrollments and even general interest. And to this day, engagement with people who haven't enrolled yet. They're still thinking about it. They all saw his before and after. He's lost more since then. He's doing great, but people are still, they're still sitting on it. So we immediately, like in a week, I had 22 PET points. I maxed out my points on that, what Stephanie just said. So like, I'm still helping him enroll people, but for that month, I only got to 20, I only got to 20. So I really did have to focus elsewhere. It's like, man, I'm maxed out here. Probably could go get 3,000 more people. And I'm, you still get paid on them. Yes. But for points, you're not going to see. So something to keep in mind. When you do have that person that you're personally connected to, who has a huge transformation or even a small physical win, maybe they lost 10 pounds this month, share it, because that will impact your overall leader in action formula. I can promise you that. I didn't think it was going to go this long. We're an hour. So thank you so much for being here, guys. This was great. I'm probably going to do another one in a couple weeks, maybe sometime into May. I want to listen to Kathy's call and, for the LIA 20 and get some nuggets there. And then honestly, just condense everything I just said and make it, into 45 minutes instead of 60. And then next time it's 30 minutes and then that type of thing. And just more, attainable, believable for everybody, because you guys are here, but I know you're thinking about everybody who's not here. That's just how it works. All right, guys, I'm going to stop the recording and there we go.